police chief has been charged with stealing money and stealing drugs. Put him up full mass. Hell of a thing. Raymond Rao, chief of police on the Oregon coast, faces criminal charges amid allegations that he took drugs and the man took money from his own evidence locker at the police station. So Chief Rao is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree official misconduct, 1 count of second-degree theft, and 1 count of third-degree theft. And all of the charges are misdemeanors. Now, let me just say this. You mean to tell me you can steal drugs out of the police department and you can steal money from the police department? That's evidence. What does evidence mean? It means it's part of a case. A prosecutor needs that. A defense needs to analyze that. It's germane to the process of criminal indictment. It's called due process. You weigh the evidence. So you can go into a police department, steal it, and get charged with misdemeanors. Well, damn. I guarantee you, if he was not the chief, those charges would read quite different, already starting on the wrong foot. Rao is now charged with taking a controlled substance from the Tillamook Department's evidence locker. According to them, he did it on 2 occasions, it could be more, between October 1st, 2021 and April 8th, 2023. So he's accused of taking at least $100 in cash belonging to someone between October 1st, 2021 and May 8th, 2023. The Tillamook Herald leader broke the story, reporting the Oregon State Police began an investigation in May after an audit of the police department's property room revealed that evidence had been tampered with or removed in more than how many cases? 80. And more than 80 cases dating back to 2005, with the vast majority of those incidents occurring in 2001. So why is he only charged with 2? Who stole the rest of it? Who violated the chain of command for all of it? Why did it uptick in 2021? There's more. Put her up. DA, District Attorney Aubrey Olson, told KOIN6 that she is in the process of analyzing each case and determining the appropriate course of action. She has already dismissed 2 cases and even vacated 4 convictions of people in jail or in prison. Why? Because you have disrupted the chain of command, officer. So this is how it works in a court of law. And this is why the local community should be outraged, in addition to just the action of this chief. There are some people who probably committed some real offenses against citizens there. They need to sit down somewhere and think about it. But guess what? You got to vacate their sentences now. Why? Because your police chief tampered with the evidence, providing the basis for reasonable doubt and for the evidence to not be used at all in the prosecution. There's more. The only information I've gotten so far is a list of case numbers with items that were reported as missing and or tampered, according to the DA. The missing evidence relates to illegal drugs in 64 cases. 64 cases and illegal drugs. Olson said has yet to find who is responsible, but she's a little terrified to find out. Ma'am, don't be scared. You ran for this. You wanted this job. According to the Tillamook Headlight Herald, Rao has been on leave from the department since May. City officials did not respond immediately Thursday to request for comment. The man isn't even charged with violating his oath of office. He's not charged with any felony. He's not charged with submitting a false report. He's not charged with the proper charges based on the evidence in the audit. There should be at least 80 charges shared between maybe multiple individuals, perhaps. But misdemeanors for going into an evidence locker and stealing? And then look at the narrative, ladies and gentlemen. Well, he stole at least $100. That's it. You did an audit, which means you know how much was in there. You know why? Because in order for it to make it into the evidence locker, there's a roster that describes each item, including how much cash and the weight and substance and chemical makeup of the drug. They know exactly how much money he stole, and they know exactly how many ounces or pounds of dope he stole too. Jackson, thoughts?
You know, I just really think about how easy it is for this type of corruption to just spread and take over entire police municipalities and entire police precincts, because if one person's in on it and just one other person lets it get away, that quickly can domino effect into everybody just looking out for each other, which basically is the brotherhood. It is the culture of the police department. And unless there's really, really hard rule changes to where everything has to be counted, and everything has to be audited federally in some type of way, then it's too easy to do this, especially for officers. Oh, I've been here for 20 years. Oh, everybody here has been here for 15, 10, 30 years, whatever that may be. I mean, you're literally dealing with a system of just people. There's no real checks and balances. I mean, you know, if there's nobody stopping you from doing something, I don't care how good you are, that's gonna corrupt you a little bit. And that's the biggest problem with the police, with the law enforcement system in this country, is it just lets people do what they feel like doing. So
we will have an update to the story, guaranteed. We'll bring it as it comes.